Am I on? Can everybody hear me? It's weird. So I thought I'd tell you just a little bit about how my group is organized, at least for now. I know we're all kind of going through and re-looking at how our organizations can best support the new organization. So the Marcom, I have one. Is it?
It's just for the camera.
So I have to go up there? No, you can pick that up. Oh, all right. I feel like I should break into song, but I won't, I promise. Our objectives for this year and into next year are, number one was to launch the company, which we started to do at NAB, and I think that was our first big entree into the marketplace. But those were for specific products to a specific audience, and we need to really go out big time in the market and let them know who we are and what we do. And Claudia, who's going to be up next, will talk about the PR side of making that happen. We also want to start to generate demand. We want users to click. We want them to be viewing our products, to use our products. That's how we all make money. And we also need to recruit more ISPs, more distributor partners, as well as get the content folks signed up, because that's a pretty important part of our strategy. And we also want to brand ePower. ePower is our ingredient brand strategy, the thing that when a user sees it on a desktop, they know that that's going to be a great experience and they want to click there and it adds value. We want ISPs to be coming to us saying, I need to be e-powered. My customers want e-power, so I need to get signed up with you guys. And same on the content side. I want my content e-powered because it's going to be a better experience. I'll get more eyeballs, generate more revenue. We're also kind of working on remessaging the company, developing programs, advertising, and doing some city launches. As the network gets up and running and cities are able to be e-powered, we want to go in on a city-by-city basis and e-power them. This is the organization as it looks today. I report directly to Joe and Ken, the Office of the Chairman. Tracy McLaughlin is my new administrative assistant. She just started last week. Janet Johnson, who's in the back of the room, is a marketing communications generalist. She does a little bit of everything and is really kind of my right arm. Shaughnessy Thompson, Lamb, I'm not sure what she's going by this week, but she does graphic design. I think most of you have probably worked with her. She does great things. So if you guys need any graphic support, she's available to help out. Donna Kosorek, who I'm sure you all know, is the events marketing. She was the brains behind NAB and our successes there, and is continuing on with many, many more events this year and next. Sini Brent is going to be moving over into kind of a customer event position. Events like at ISPCon, we're going to have a customer event there for the ISPs where we entertain them, really bring that relationship forward. During NAB, we had an event at the Bellagio, too, for the content side. So events like that, she's going to help coordinate those. Sandy Thomas is the manager now of research and intelligence. She's getting indoctrinated right now into Houston and all of their research needs. And if you guys do have specific stuff, the companies, product, service offerings that you need a little bit more information on, please go ahead and give Sandy a call. And Debbie Horvath has just moved over. She was Scott Yeager's admin, and she's now a coordinator in the research group. We probably need to add a little testosterone to the group, and if we find a good one, they're welcome. Right. This is some of the new messaging that we're kind of baking right now. Enron Communications is e-powering the global net economy. We want to build the platform from which applications run best. And I think you've probably heard a little bit about this. So we're kind of still adding ingredients to that messaging, and Claudia's working pretty hard on getting that done as well so that we can really go out to the marketplace with a fully baked vision, strategy, and message. I went to Joe and to Ken and the executive team and said there were some things that we needed to do, and from a marketing communication standpoint, branding ePower, letting the market know who we are, recruiting, And what I got the go-ahead to do was to help recruit ISPs and content people. So we're doing very specific targeted ads at those audiences, and this is the creative for the ISP ad campaign. And it's probably hard to see, and I do have boards that are going around that you can take a look at. But kind of the whole premise is that ISPs have one flavor right now, and we can help them grow their business, add additional things to their products and services. So by coming e-powered, you turn into TJ's World Juices instead of a lemonade stand. This is the content provider ad campaign. Both of them will be a series of 3, so these are just the first ones. They're still in development stage, so these aren't the finals. But the analogy here is that content providers are holding back the good stuff because they can't be ensured of a good delivery at the desktop. So we're saying, unleash the premium stuff, open the floodgates to great content because we can deliver it in a quality way. And as we go into cities and e-power them, we're looking at some branding campaigns as well. There was a series of 3 that we looked at, and this one kind of shows a lot of power. Get ready, it's coming, buckle up, it's going to be exciting. So you can see kind of the race car analogy. Q4, we've got some media placements planned. I know this too is going to be hard to read. Like I said, we're targeting the ISP audience and the content provider. For the ISPs, we'll be in Boardwatch, Interactive Week, Internet World, Tele.com, and the Internet Industry Directory. For the content provider ads, we'll be in Business 2.0, Fast Company, Industry Standard, Red Herring, Broadcasting and Cable, Electronic Media, TV Technology. And then we're also working right now on getting our online strategy so that we can start placing ads on the online sites for these publications and others as well. For the online strategy, we really want to we don't want to do banner ads. They don't have a real positive response. You get single-digit click-through rates. So we're looking at more of an educational experience where you can go in and learn about a topic where we would post a white paper. And that seems to be getting a real positive response. You get into the 20 to 25% success rate. And also look at some rich media banners as well that are a little bit more interesting and intriguing for people. Enron Corp, as you know, has made us core to their business, and they're going to be launching a series of brand campaigns to reposition Enron as not an energy company anymore. They're working with Ogilvy Mather, an agency out of New York, and they're going to be doing a series of TV ads starting probably in the November timeframe. There'll be 5 ads, and they're all centered around the premise of why. Enron questioning why. Why do things have to be done the way they've always been done? And they're pretty neat. We've seen the storyboards, and 2 of those ads will specifically be about us. One will be on the bandwidth trading, questioning why. Why do I have to have bandwidth at night when I'm not using it, kind of thing. And then we're also going to work with them on doing an e-commerce placement. So pretty exciting. They're committing $10 to $15 million a year to run this for the next 3 years. So I think we're going to get a lot of leverage out of that as well. It'll be primarily TV, very little print, maybe some outdoor stuff, but primarily TV, looking at the CNBCs, CNN, FN, really targeting that business audience, which is who we're looking at as well. Some of the things we did in 1999, we really accomplished a lot with very few resources, particularly those of the human nature. I think a lot of you were at NAB, huge success for us. We did solo exhibits at a broadband conference here a couple months ago. We've been in a lot of our partner pavilions with Real, Cisco, Sun. We've got a lot of other things coming up for this quarter, next quarter, and then a lot of stuff with international expansion in the year 2000. And I get a lot of requests from folks. They see shows, they think they're good for us to be at, and we're happy to take a look at those. We can't exhibit at every one, but it certainly doesn't mean that folks can't attend. Maybe we can sponsor a luncheon rather than having a big exhibit, because it does take a lot of time in planning, and it also takes a lot of people's time in staffing those booths, and we just don't have enough to go around, particularly technical folks. September 15th, we're going to be launching the new look and feel of the website along with corporate. They're giving us a lot more latitude to be more creative, be a little bit more interactive with our folks that are coming to our site. And this is just kind of a little overview of what it's going to look like. So we're pretty excited about that. Ours looks pretty much like an energy company right now. City launches, I think I touched on briefly, trying to work real closely with the technical side of the house, making sure that cities that we go into are ready to be e-powered. We don't want to go into a city, when people say it's up, that there's a lot of different meanings to that. Is it really ready to be e-powered? Can customers actually get it? If we go in and tell them that they want it, can they go find it? Does it work? So we're working real closely with the provisioning side to make sure that everything is ready to go as we go in and launch. So I think it's an exciting time. I've been here since the very beginning, and it just gets better all the time. And I'm really excited about what the future holds for all of us. Anybody have any questions?
Marketing or anything, any tension surrounding the like DW48 type products or dark fiber? Is there any concept of having awareness for those types of services?
I brought that up. I was at the agency on Friday, and I brought up that specifically. And we talked about certain publications and going back and pitching both editorial, which would be done through Claudia's staff, and then there's also what's called an advertorial, which is kind of a paid-for editorial, where we can develop the content for the article, and they will place it in their publication. So we can really educate the market on what Windows is. I don't think it's a concept that everybody's really familiar with, so I think more of an advertorial strategy is where we want to go. So I've identified the publications. I think Jennifer dropped some off on Janet's desk that we want to go after for editorial and advertorial placement.
Just out of curiosity, how expensive, like for example, PointCast? I mean, pretty much in the telecom world, most telecom people watch PointCast. Is it expensive to advertise in that deal? I'm looking at it right now. We can watch the whole thing go through.
They all really vary. It depends on what you want to put there, if it's just a regular banner ad or if it's something a little bit more. The frequency in which you're willing to purchase space. If you're willing to have something up there for a year, you can get a good rate, on a monthly basis, but it's still going to be quite a bit of money. So they all really vary.
When does the advertising campaign as far as television?
Most of the publications will start in the October books. Corporate will,
TV ads.
right, the corporate stuff is slated to start in November, is what they've told us, but they haven't even started shooting yet, so I'm going to not promise November for sure.
Are these going to be prime time ads?
Yeah.
Meaning like, say, doing football games, stuff like that, where you get the most?
They're not really looking at the football games. Those are pretty expensive placements. They're really focusing on business. Like I said, the CNNs, the CNBCs, maybe even the Discovery channels, some of those types where folks like you and I are typically watching TV. So I wouldn't look for a Super Bowl ad anytime soon. That kind of eats up the budget. I doubt it. They have Enron Field now in Houston, but
It was actually probably the first place I saw Enron Corporate was they sponsored a show on PBS.
yeah, a while ago they did sponsor some stuff on PBS.
They have a lot of technology shows on PBS for that same kind of application.
Right. I most certainly will. Well, thank you very much. And I just want to take a real quick second, too, to thank Linda DeHaan for all of the effort that she's put into this. I think she's done a great job. And I don't know about the rest of you, but I thought dinner was pretty fun last night.
Yeah.
It's nice to be entertained while you eat. Yeah. So, great job.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.